going on, everybody? I'm Steve here from Galey's Marine in Bakersfield, California, and right behind me we have a brand new 2021 Supra SE 550. The SE is 24.5 feet long. It's got an 18-person capacity, 4,100 pounds of subfloor ballast. The boat weighs 6,150 pounds with a total package weight, including our triple axle boat made trailer, of 7,750 pounds. And we got 83 gallons of fuel to burn on this bad boy. So we're going to do a quick walk around on the boat, kind of show you what this one looks like, and then we'll jump inside and show you some of the finer details of a Supra SE. Okay, so here's a quick shot of the front of the boat. You can see it's got a nice wide bow to it. Not equal fork design, but very aggressive look to it. Nice and beefy, ready to plow through any of those big surf rollers that some of the other boats are throwing out there. This one has the LED docking lights on the front here. We also have the docking light strip on the top of the tower as well. Our trailer has the ladder with the double handrails up the front for boarding, making it nice and easy. We've added the electric over hydraulic brake system. We have a lot of customers that do a lot of up and down hills to get to their lakes, and having that electric system versus a surge just makes it a little bit easier to get some longevity out of your hubs and your bearings and things like that, so not burning brakes up quite so much, heating everything up. This boat is white with dark graphite accent and dark graphite deck, dark graphite trailer with the 18-inch wheels on them, and the dark graphite painted accent in the wheels. So the SE is available with both the 450 or 550 motor. It's actually a 460 motor and a 575 motor, but there's been a lot of confusion with the models and the numbers and all that, so Supra decided to leave it alone. But SE is the model, 24.5 foot boat, and then this has the supercharged motor, so the 550 model designator. So we get to the back end of the boat here, you can see our surf pipe, we got some underwater lights, dual stern thrusters, nice swell surf system, surf platforms so our corners aren't dragging in the wave, some little grab handles, tapers off the end for the wakeboarders so you can slide off the end of the platform, and then right there in our grab handle on the back is our rear view transit mounted camera. Surf trunk stepping up into the boat, and then a nice deep walkway right over the. Okay, so real quick before we hop in the boat, just want to show you what's going on the back here. There's a lot of stuff happening. So on the very outsides, we have our Supra Swell surf system. That is our surf plate, and when that plate engages, it's going to help roll the boat over and help shape up our surf wave for us. To give us more of a fresh air experience behind the boat, we have a nice surf pipe here for shaping our surf wave as well as our wakeboard waves. Nice big smart plate in the center. This plate will go all the way down for takeoff, and once we get the boat up on plane, then it will retract to our set position there. So if you want a little more aggressive wake for those advanced wakeboarders, plate up so it can peak a little more, and then if you want to knock that edge off a little bit for the entry-level riders, plate down, and that can round the top of the wake. Also helps very well when it comes to water ski wake. So if you want to go out and get an open water ski, empty ballast, 28 miles an hour, plate somewhere around 30 to 50%, and it's actually a very skiable wake behind this boat, even though it's such a big boat. So back to our transom here, you can see we have some underwater LED lights. There are two options for this. This is the basic option for the LED lights. They are RGB, so they will change colors. We have full control of that on the dash screen. And then there is the intense floodlights system, which is a much larger light with more lumens to it. So a couple lighting options there. And then you can see this boat's equipped with our dual stern thrusters. Really nice execution on the thrusters for this boat. Supra did a great job by incorporating it into the throttle control. So just a twist of the knob left or right, and that will pivot the boat for you at those slower speeds. So looks great, performs great. We're going to jump inside, show you some of the nice features inside the boat, and then hopefully we'll get out to the water soon and show you some of the surf wave. All right, so we've made it up to the back of the boat here, and a lot going on here as well, not only below the swim platform, but above it as well. As far as transoms go, not only do we have some rear-facing seating, but we also have some storage as well. So starting with the storage, nice big surf trunk here. Great spot for a couple of surfboards, bunch of life jackets, ropes, you know, all those things that you may need right before you get into the water. It's an easy spot here where you're not digging into the boat somewhere looking under somebody's seat. So nice big trunk there is one of my favorite features. We do have a pop-up ski pylon here still, so for your inner tubing, or if you do want to take that water ski rip, we've got some pop-up seats on the rear. So a couple nice seats if you're hanging out lounging. And then new for 2022, since it is August and those are being built right now, there's an additional stern shade. So from the back of the bimini, an additional shade that will come out with some mounts down here on the outside of the boat to hold those support poles for us. So really great execution of the back end of the boat. It's very comfortable with the full backrest. Nice big walkthrough here, cup holders on the side, so definitely a party zone. All right, so you can see just how much room we got here on this 24.5-foot boat. Ton of cockpit space. As I mentioned earlier in the video, rated for 18 people. Really refined interior in the Supra boats. You know, they've strived really hard to make sure it has a very plush feeling to it. So we have nice tall backrest. It hits you between the shoulder blades, not low in the back. Nice feel to the upholstery. This is a Chill-Tech upholstery, so you can do a black upholstery, a dark gray, the darker tan colors, and there's a treatment over the upholstery to help keep it cool. So it's a really nice feature. Our big bench seating here is all on hinges. So as we flip this up, we're not handing this to somebody to have them hold it while we dig through storage. Nice big deep storage compartment here, runs all the way to the back of the boat, as all our ballast is subfloor. So it's all underneath the panel in this compartment. So we got a good 12 to 14 inches of storage depth under all our seating from here straight through the back of the boat. Some nice cup holders and some accent lighting. Cell phone holders here, nice added little touch. Another one here. Everybody's got a cell phone these days, and why take a few cup holders if we can incorporate some cell phone spots there. So that's been another nice added feature. We have lots of RGB lighting in the boat. We have floor level, a midsection which does under the panel here, as well as the speakers around. We have tower section which has lights on the outside of the tower, in the front and the rear of the speakers on the tower, and then subwoofers as well. You know, so really lighten the boat up, make it a lot of fun. Bright dome light on the tower itself, as well as LED storage lights in the compartment. So if you are on the boat looking for something in the evening, you can really light this thing up, and makes it a little bit easier. So along with our bench seating on this side, we have a similar bench seat here. Passenger side, backrest that swings open, nice big deep storage compartment there. One of my favorite features is the flip seat here. So a nice table on the back side, pops up to give us a little more rear facing seating. This is one of the options that's changed for 2022, and now we have more of a flip style table that elevates the table up a little bit higher when you're using the table. That table also has the step also has a little bit larger step through the center there, so we don't have cushion all the way around it, just on the outsides. Still incorporate pop-up backrest here on the side, and then to maintain batteries a little bit easier, we actually have our plug for our battery charger right underneath this seat. So really easy to stretch an extension cord over, plug it in, and maintain those batteries in the office. Okay, so we've made it to the helm, and if I can't be behind the boat, this is my next favorite spot in a Supra. They are just such a fun boat to drive. We have great response through the steering system, a big display unit in front of us, as well as a very large touchscreen display unit on the side for working all our functions on the boat. Really nice tall captain's chair, nice cutout on the side, so it's a very easy seat to straddle if you want to hang out and kind of watch your rider as you're driving. We have a nice big bolster to flip up on the front, so if you want to sit up a little bit taller, and then also through our touchscreen dash system, we also have power seats, so we can lift the seat, we can lower it, we can move it forward or backwards, all from the touch of the screen here. So really nice helm area, makes it very comfortable for the driver. We have steering wheel controls to make things a little bit easier, so as you're traveling down the lake, if you need to adjust the stereo volume or the track, or even pause the music altogether, those functions are all on the left side of our steering wheel here. On the right side of the steering wheel, we have our tab button to work through the tabs on the display screen. We also have our camera view button, so we can select between the transom camera or the tower camera. And then underneath the steering wheel, we have a couple of buttons there to work our center smart plate as well as our speed. So if we need to bump the speed up or down while we're moving, all of that is right here in our hands, which is great. You're not taking your eyes off of where you're going to come up here and touch the dash and fumble through things there. So very easy operating system. We have a nice cell phone holder here. This is a charge mat, so just throw your cell phone up there when you're Bluetooth the stereo. That'll keep you charged up all day long. So we'll get you in a little bit closer so you can take a look at some of the screenshots here. We'll kind of walk through the dash system a little bit. And this is our display screen in the center. So you have all your engine vitals here, miles per hour, your RPM. We can set our speed control or turn it on and off. We have buttons here to do that with. We also have buttons underneath the steering wheel where we can adjust that as well. And then on this side, we have our engine vitals. So our oil pressure, our engine temperature, and then our battery voltage as well as fuel. We are currently on the media page. Next one over is our mapping page. So if you're on a large lake and need to mark some waypoints, you have mapping there, which you can also send the mapping to this page. We have our thruster view there. This will just show you when the thruster is on. So if you click the throttle left or right, it is going to show you which way you're trying to thrust the boat. We also have a feature called dock hold, where we can press that button and it operates the thruster just light enough to hold us against the dock on that side. So if you're coming in to pick people up or drop people off real quick, instead of scrambling and having people tie off and do all that, get your bumpers out. As you get close, just hit the dock hold. It will slowly move you over to the dock and hold you right there until you're ready to take off. At that point, touch the button again to turn it off, shove off, and off you go. So moving through, we have our video screen there. That gives us a view of the transom camera on our grab rail at the swim platform. Then we also have a tower camera view, which is its current view. So there's our transom and our tower. We can widescreen that, so if we want to get a little bit larger view of that camera, we can do that. It still gives us our engine vitals out on the outside. So, and then if we throw the boat into reverse, it automatically goes back to that transom view. So giving you a nice shot of what's right behind the boat when you're backing up. Next tab here is our auto wake. This is going to show us our pitch and roll settings. That is how the boat is positioned in the water. This is proprietary to Supra and Moomba, and what we have are sensors around the boat that is actually showing you how the boat's positioned in the water, and we can program surf settings and wake settings based on that pitch and that roll. So really dialing in the angle of the boat, not the amount of ballast that you have. We do have a feature to control ballast. We call it amplitude, and we can pump that amplitude up to make us have full ballast, or back it down to have a little bit more user-friendly wakeboard wake or surf wave for the kids. So that's most of our display screen there. As we move over to our function screen here, we have 3 tabs in the screen. So top one is going to be our audio settings. So we have all of our source settings here, as well as equalizer and audio zone presets. Our audio zone presets are tied to a rider's preset. So if we're wakeboarding or water skiing, the tower speakers are going to be a little bit higher than they would if we were in a cruise mode, for say. In a cruise, it's probably going to mute the tower speakers because there's nobody back there to pump the music back to. So kind of a cool feature there. As we go to the next tab, that is our lights and switches page. So that's where our seat control is. We have heated backrest and seat bottom in not only the driver's seat, but also the passenger seat. So you can control those heaters there, bilge and blower, and then our seat control to move our seat up, down, forwards, and backwards. The next tab over is lights. So we have all our RGB lights, as well as docking lights, underwater lights, that real bright dome light that I talked about earlier, and storage lights as well. So if you're digging through storage in the evening, light up those compartments, and hopefully you can find what you're looking for. Next tab down, we have our auto wake screen. The auto wake screen is going to show us again those same auto wake settings we have here, as well as our ballast settings. So it'll show us how much ballast we have in each compartment. We can turn auto wake on or off there. We can turn our swell surf on and off there, and really dial in the boat the way you want it to. Kind of the way I like to do it is full ballast and go. So whether you're wakeboarding or taking a surf, the wakes and waves on the SE are massive. So really enjoying this boat.
Down here we have our rider settings. These are some presets that we can activate the preset if we wanted to. And it tells us exactly what those settings are, as well as our amplitude settings, so how much ballast we have, how far are we going to push the boat down in the water is kind of what that correlates to. And then we can create new settings based off that. So if you activate that and make changes, you can override that setting or create a whole new setting based off that. Again, mapping over here, we have GoPro connectivity. So if you want to Bluetooth the GoPro to the boat, you can do that. And then our settings page for changing some of the things on the back side of the screen. If we need to adjust ballast timers, recalibrate ballast, calibrate our auto wake settings, find engine diagnostics, faults and codes, that sort of stuff. So really easy system to work. On this side, we basically just have 3 pages, and then on the main screen here, 4 tabs through the screen. So it's very easy to get used to. Most people, their first or second time to the lake by themselves, they really start getting comfortable with this system. So it's very intuitive, it's easy to learn, and even though it seems like a lot of stuff involved, it's relatively easy to pick up on the fly. So we're going to keep moving through the boat, show you the bow area. It's a nice large bow in the SE. That's one of my favorite features about it, is if you're looking for that ultimate lounge boat, you know, lots of people, lots of gear, you cannot beat the bow in an SE. So let's take a look up there real quick, and we'll kind of wrap this thing up. Okay, so before we get up to the bow, just a couple things I wanted to cover here real quick. With the big deep boat, where better to put the ice chest than right in the floor. So we have a nice big compartment here, gas shock on it to keep it open so you're not chopping any toes off if somebody drops that lid. Drop-in cooler, nice Supra logo mat on top of it. So we come up to our tower, we have optional surfside tow point. You can also get a board rack in place of this. So if you want a board rack on the outside to give you more board storage, that is an option. Surfside tow points are an option. Standard would come with that, just a plate there to cover those bolt holes. So nice looking power tower. Press a button, our tower is going to fold down, button back up, stores down nice and tight inside of the windshield frame when the bimini is all folded up. And if you position the boat just right, you can put that tower down with the bimini out, kind of shade the back end of the boat during the day. So really nice feature there. One thing we haven't talked about is if you're a family boater, mom's designated seat. Nice comfy seat. This is a one-piece design now, so instead of having a flip-up backrest and a removable bottom, it's all one-piece design now. So you flip that up. We have a trash can back in there that we can access through the walkway door here. We have our battery charger down there, our batteries, all our amplifiers, and our second 12-inch subwoofer. So nice and deep storage area, easy to get to, and a heated seat bottom and seat back. So very comfortable seat in the off season. We also have a touchscreen dash over here, so the passenger can control the lights, the stereo, and then their heater as well. Big deep glove box. We do have speakers in the dash here, so 6.5-inch speakers in the dash, 8.8s in the rear of the boat, 7.7s up in the bow, our 2 dual 12-inch subwoofers. All that is standard equipment, and then we've optioned for the 4 JL 8.8s on the tower here. So really nice stereo sound, full zone control on it, so you can pump up certain sections if you want to and turn other sections down. And then we have those audio presets as well, which we can link to our rider presets. So really cool stuff in the stereo system. Lots of shade coverage with our bimini. We got some pockets up here. The pockets are great for wallets, keys, sunglasses, all the things that people are throwing into the glove box and then fishing for later. So nice storage area up there. Don't recommend cell phones up there. They get a little bit warm. Those are just a zipper opening and closing, so it's all ventilated. You can see what's in there, so really nice execution of some additional storage on the bimini. All right, we made it. We're in the bow, and it's huge up here. Plenty of room for activities. We got a big, wide bow to the front of this boat, flip cushion in the center, so we have our non-skid gator step on one side, cushion on the other side, so you can make it a playpen if the kids want to hang out up front, or if the ladies want to catch some sun. This is a spot for it. Plenty of storage underneath the cushions here. These are on a hinge as well. So as you flip that up, it's going to support itself. There's no bag up here at all for ballast. It is all underneath the floor. So we have a ton of room up here for storage, as well as behind the seat backs as well, getting into the back side of the helm and the dash. So nice big step off the front, so if you're loading or unloading off the front of the boat, you have a nice spot to step with some gator step on it so you're not going to slip and fall. So really killer execution at the bow. There's plenty of room up here. We got big grab handles. So it's nice. Before we jam out to the lake, just a quick shot of the motor here. There it is, the 6.2 liter Indmar Raptor 575 with the Roush supercharger. We have some big deep storage compartments over here. All of our ballast is underneath the floor, so 4,100 pounds of subfloor ballast. You can see in the corner of the compartment there we have a little hook, so you can hook your ropes or life jackets, let them drip dry, and keep things nice and tidy in this boat. We're out on the water, and we are currently in our on-the-go mode. I'm going to change that to the cruise mode, which is right here. And we're going to activate that. Part of cruise mode is we have, if you can see up at the top, auto wake leveling inactive. And so what that is our sensor system that shows us how the boat is positioned in the water. If we are wakeboarding, water skiing, surfing, any type of water sports activities, we set how we want to position the boat in the water based off of the pitch and roll, or excuse me, pitch on the left here and roll over there. That's just telling the boat if it, if we want it to be even or roll to the left or roll to the right. When we're cruising, we can actually have the boat level itself out, and it does that instead of with ballast, it does it with the surf plates. So as we're cruising down the lake, if the boat is leaning to the left or leaning to the right, one of those surf plates will deploy to level the boat back out. So really cool feature that they've added to the auto wake. I think that actually happened last year, but really nice feature. That way when you're cruising down the lake, you don't have that crazy lean to the boat. So we're going to take off real quick and show you that in action. So here we go. Our surf plate on the right down to 45%. That is helping us roll over and have a nice level boat. All right, so we got Swell Surf 1 activated, and first thing it's going to do is try and hit our roll and then fill up to our amplitude amount from there. So our amplitude's at 100%. You can see that right there at the top of the screen. So that's going to give us as much ballast as we can possibly get in the boat. But first we're going to try and hit that roll of -3 degrees to the left for our left surf wave, and our set point on the pitch of 7.5 degrees. So it's going to continue filling, and there goes our starboard ballast with where we are currently at a -0.6 roll. Once our plates engage, that will push us to 3 degrees. So now it is filling all 3 ballast sections, and they will keep us dialed in on our pitch and roll and shut off when they're done. And as soon as that happens, we'll be throwing surf wave. So here we go. All right, so we're about to take off here. You can see we're only in 9 foot of water, and that's the deepest spot that I could find. 7 to 8 is what we're reading through most of the lake. So if you're new to wake surfing or surf boats, especially this 24.5 foot SE, our surf wave is gonna suck. But I'm going to take off anyways and show you how our auto wake works. It says our static roll and pitch are achieved. So when we take off, that -0.7 roll is actually gonna roll over to 2.5 degrees to the right instead of the left. So I lowered our speed to 10.1 since we're in the really shallow water, and then down here at the bottom you can see what our ballast settings are to achieve that pitch and roll. So here we go, we're going to take off and see what happens. The wave looks to be shaped. We'll see in a little bit. left our swell surf settings. We're going to activate a new setting, and let's go wakeboard advanced. Make sure our auto wake is working the way we want it to. And so let's see here, slow down a bit, and our system should activate. There we go. It's going to start filling ballast to level us out. You can see we're draining out of the center to try and achieve our pitch. Boat just went by with surf waves, so we got a bit of rock and roll going on, but we'll settle down in just a bit, and auto wake will continue to do its thing. And oh, looks like we're actually pretty close to there already. Yeah. So it stopped. Our current roll is -0.4. When we take off, we'll reach our set point of 0. And our current pitch is set at 7.5. We're at 0.5. And when we take off, we're going to reach that 7.5 range. So where is our speed? Our speed is set to 22.8 miles an hour. And here we go. Let's see what it looks like. Ballast around if it needs to, or keeping us nice and level. You can see our root and tail going pretty much right down the center. We might have a little bit of slant going off to the port side, and now we're nice and even. One thing we really haven't talked about just yet in this video is the thruster system from Supra. So really cool the way they dialed this in for us. We have our throttle control there, and it's just an easy twist that way or twist that way, and the boat's gonna spin around nice and easy. As you can see, we're drifting from my left thrusting. But on the dash, we also have our dock hold, and we can push this button, and that is actually going to slowly push us to the right, so that if we had our bumpers out and we were next to a dock, we could stay right up against the dock. So it makes it really easy for loading or unloading people in gear. Instead of tying up and having to mess with all that, just throw your bumpers out. If you got Fender Pros, makes it even easier. Of course, this boat, Fender Pro to SE, we got to do those at least, right? And so throw your bumpers out, hit your dock hold. It will keep the boat right up against the dock while you're doing what you need to do, and then dock hold off, and off you go. So a lot of technology in these Supra boats, and really impressed with not only the performance in the wake and the surf wave, but the ability to fine-tune all that stuff. We're in shallow water, and still we're throwing a good surf wave. You know, it's clean, we can manipulate it. You can't do that on all boats. So there it is, Supra 2021. 2022s are coming out right now, actually. Next week or so, they'll be shipping the first batches. So there it is. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We're happy to help, and hopefully you're having a fun summer. All right, so one last look at it. The Supra SE 550 boat goes home tomorrow. The new owner is going to be pumped. Been waiting on this one for a little while. So thanks for watching the video. Remember to subscribe. Try and get some more content out there for you. And if you have any questions, please give us a call. We're Galey's Marine in Bakersfield, California. Thanks so much.